Well, good afternoon, folks. It's Alice Lema here, broker John L. Scott here in beautiful Southern Oregon with another edition of our weekly podcast. This is something we do every week to talk about housing in general and what's going on in Southern Oregon. Buyers, sellers, and investors and renters. So, this week we're going to talk about 6 water friendly things you can do with your yard instead of having a lawn. It's been kind of a low water year for us here in Southern Oregon. In fact, some of our ditches, our irrigation ditches, are getting shut off early. So, it just brings to mind some other things you can do with a yard. And if you're out house hunting and you have a big enough space, you might want to think about incorporating some of these ideas for your future home. So one of the things you can do is put in raised bed garden boxes and start using the lawn space to grow vegetables, to grow fruit, to grow something like that. And people say, well, you're still using water. Yes, however, you're using less water. We can put those on a little drip timer just to the each individual plant, and it's not going to be as much water as having a lawn. Plus, you're getting something out of it, so it's a good water investment. So that is my first idea, is using the lawn for garden boxes, especially if they're raised beds. Plus, it adds value to your property, and there's nothing wrong with putting those in the front yard. So yeah, so think about doing that. My second idea, and now hear me out, because I don't like lawn. I don't like mowing the lawn, and I don't like using the water. I'm a big fan of the artificial grass. We used to call it AstroTurf, but they have some really nice products now that they feel more like fabric on your feet, and you can put that down. I noticed on Crater Lake Avenue, some of the businesses took out their lawns and they put in this fake grass. So we should ask them how much that cost, because it was a lot. It was a lot of square footage. But anyway, artificial grass, I think, is a great idea. You don't have to mow it. You don't have to water it. And if you get the kind that's a little more soft, then it actually feels good on your feet. So that's number 2. Number 3 is parking. And I love my parking, and parking adds value to your property. So the other day we were out looking at a property in Medford, and it had this gigantic front yard, but the people that were going to move into it were also going to rent out their back room. And so the driveway was going to be used by the tenants, the potential tenants. So what I said was, well, let's just, scoot off here in front of the house and start lining up little parking spots in the front yard. And so that was a great idea for them. And it gets rid of the lawn. They don't have to put in sprinklers or anything like that. And it adds a lot of value to their property. And we'll do it in a way that looks nice. So, so think about having parking as a possible use instead of lawn. The fourth idea is, why not make an entertainment area, a patio, a fire pit, something like that. There's a lot of different materials you can use. People still like concrete. It's a little on the pricey side now, but maybe, the prices might come down in a couple months. Gravel. Rock is also a little on the pricey side sometimes, but again, the idea is that you're going to be making these changes with the potential of not having the expense of the watering and the mowing. And if you have a gardener or something like that, sorry, gardeners, I guess this probably isn't the best podcast for you, but so having a patio and entertainment area, and then get more use out of the yard. And just the fire pit idea. Some people put up the movie theater, the sheet, so they can have outside videos. So there's a lot of really fun things you can do by creating an entertainment area. So that's number 4. Number 5 is kind of a takeoff on the entertainment area, but it's for the kiddos. So giant sandbox, or using sand instead of lawn, so that you have this kind of nice feeling under your feet, and nothing is growing, but you have to do layers of plastic and things like that, so you don't have things growing up through it. It just take a little bit of maintenance, well, as does the gravel. But that's all part of it. But you can make a nice little pretend beach. It could be a sandbox, and it's fun to have really big sandboxes for for the kiddos, but they do need to be covered because, the neighbor's cats or your cats. So yeah, if you do the sand idea, just make sure you can cover it. And my sixth idea is just to make a giant play area. So that would be more, I guess you could use sand, but you could also use tan bark. People like that. You could use really fine, smooth gravel. Little rounded pebbles so that it doesn't hurt your feet. You could use the astroturf in your play area, but the idea is that you replace that grass with structures for the kids to play on, swing sets. How about for the adults, a park course, some kind of like they do on TV where they're swinging around and they're doing those, I don't know what they call that, but they're doing all those exercises and stuff in their yard. That could be fun. So, kind of an adult play area. So, those are my 6 water friendly things to do with your yard instead of lawn. Let me know if this video was helpful. Give me a thumbs up, please. Make a comment. You can ask questions. You can send it to your friends. Please subscribe. We would love for you to subscribe to this channel. Really want to make sure that this information is helping. That's what it's for. In the meantime, I'm around all weekend. I want to be your agent if you want to talk about buying something or selling something. And you can reach me at 541 301 7980. It's Alice Lema, broker John L. Scott here in Southern Oregon. Have an absolutely fabulous weekend. We'll catch you next time. Bye now.